But I also think a lot about funnels. How can we win with doing conversion funnels, right? This idea of like getting people to, that are circling here, down there. So one example might be my JDate profile, right? So it's been up there for the last couple of months, right? You know, I had it up a year and a half ago before my last boyfriend, and I had this picture of me with just my head, and I had a lot less traction than this picture of me where I show my legs, right? And so I'm starting Dynamo 2 this time around. And so, you know, I got the whole thing, 5'5", and this weight, you know, and have a kid. I have to have the picture of the kid in there because there's lots of guys like, ooh, I want to start my family from scratch, blah, blah, blah. So then what you want to look at is how successful has my JDate profile been? Okay, so over the last 2 months, 500 dudes have viewed my profile. Like, he's just like a match. They're trying to beat OkCupid now, right? He doesn't like me, all right? He lives in Santa Monica. So I'm in Pasadena, and those guys are like, oh, too far, schlep. So 500 people have viewed me, right? And then here are the people who've either emailed, flirted, or favorited me. Let's just pretend those add up to 50. So all the math geeks in here, tell me, if I've had 500 views and 50 people have emailed me, what's my conversion rate?
Really good.
Come on. 10% exactly. So, basically, my success metrics were validated. This is verified quantitative results. 500 guys who viewed my profile, out of those, 50 guys who emailed me. 10% conversion rate. I consider that pretty successful. I mean, this could go on and on of what I consider success. You know, that would be this. My minimum viable product was the photo with the legs at that point. So that was my key metric. So let's look at, as long as we're on the subject of dating sites. So now let's look over at OkCupid and talk about qualitative data. So, and this is, sometimes I have this fake site on OkCupid where I'm 36 instead of 46 just for fun. But this is actually the 46-year-old version of me, Jamie Summers, on OkCupid. And, you know, and I'm in on OkCupid, and it's asking me, like, regardless of future plans, what's more important? What's more interesting to you right now? Sex or true love? And what's interesting, there's radio buttons, right? They said it's like mutually exclusive, because, you know, like, you're not, that's kind of messed up, right? Because I want both at the same time, actually, right? You know, and then it asks me how, you know, relevant that question is. But OkCupid's really, really smart, and it gives a great experience, and I get matched results with guys who have similar answers to me based on qualitative questions. And quantitatively, they're pushed at me because he's in the right, 41, closer in age, lives in La Crescenta. And so now I've got quantitative and qualitative data parsing results and pushing these dudes at me. OkCupid is a really amazing site just for its user experience. And they did something very interesting, is they had a sister site called OkTrends. And on the OkTrends site, which they totally used for publicity, they mined the data of all of the people on the site with the questions, because it didn't say who specifically. Jaime Levy said this about, you know, orgasms. They just said, like, we're going to ask all these questions to these people and start making some interesting charts about them. For example, this one here I found quite amusing. And this is the odds that someone enjoys giving oral sex if they're a vegetarian versus a non-vegetarian. Right? And I feel like this is binary, right? It's on or off. You're either a vegetarian or you're not. You're a boy or you don't. You either eat meat or you don't. So if I was looking at this and I was saying, oh, wow, it looks like from this chart that I'd have a higher probability of finding someone who enjoys giving oral sex if they're a vegetarian. Right? I mean, that's kind of interesting knowledge. I mean, I, you know, would prefer someone who eats meat at the dinner table, but, My dad is so embarrassed right now.